Hey enhancers, and welcome back to my channel. So I just wanted to kick it with you guys for a minute. This has been a video that has been on my mind for a very long time. So it started in, I think I had this dream in November. I want to say November, but I'll get to that in a minute. And it was a dream that I felt God put on my heart because I know how God talks to me. Especially in dreams. I know I'm not one of them people who God just sits and talk to like a little chatterbox every day. Like, no, you wouldn't probably. I'm not saying that maybe they're not telling the truth, but no, that's not how it goes for me. Um, Usually, I have a lot of dreams about babies, which I have mentioned before in my previous videos. I don't have a lot of dreams about what's going on in the world. Like, I have more like discernment, intuition type feelings, and that's how I know, that's how God talks to me, through discernment. And when something just feels very strong in my spirit to where I have to say something, or I know just something is just not right, and almost 100%, I would say 100% of the time, almost 100% of the time, it's correct. Sometimes I'm still just watching things just to get more confirmation, but the only time I had a dream like this, and I'll just share the story really quickly, was when my father died. And happy Father's Day, fathers. It is Father's Day as well. And I decided to speak at his funeral, but the only reason I decided to speak was, I prayed and asked God, if you want me to say something, I'll say something. If not, I'm not going to speak. I really did want to say something about my dad. And I remember I woke in 2 o'clock that morning. I don't know what woke me up, and my heart and mind was just flooded with things to say, and something just told me quickly grab a pencil or just grab something. And I started writing down what God was putting in my heart to say, which turned into be what my speech would be. And I just felt God telling me, tell him about how I changed your father's life, and that's why I'm going to bless you. That's why you kids are blessed, rather. And I just felt that was the message that God just kept giving me, like, that just kept coming to my mind. Tell them how, because my father was something now. Okay. Those who know my father, piece of work. Almost like he was saying they need to see your father in a different light because he gave his life to me. And that, when I read that speech, and I'm not going to go too much into the speech and what I talked about, that's not what this video is about, but it resonated so well with people. Like, people were constantly asking me about, that's what your dad used to do, because my dad used to make us pray in the morning before we go to school, even if we were running late. And because we used to have to walk to the bus stop to catch the bus with our neighbor, he'll still walk up there with his cane. He was handicapped, so he walk up there with his cane, because he go walking every morning and still make us pray. And whoever outside gonna pray with us. So it was things like that, and some other stuff that I mentioned. But it resonated so well with people. Like, they would just come up even after the funeral, and that's what y'all dad used to make y'all do. They just couldn't believe it. But I just know how God talks to me. So, and I'll get into this dream, but let me go back to 2019. 2019, I became so obsessed. When I say obsessed, you can put my name, or my picture rather, in the dictionary next to the word obsessed. I mean, I am not kidding you guys. I was so obsessed with van living, and just became obsessed with RVs and wanting one so bad. Like, I wanted an RV so bad. Like, I did so much research on RVs. I knew about fifth wheels. I knew about B class and C classes, and the ones you put on top of the trucks, and pop-ups. And like, I know the names and companies of these RVs, and Coleman's and Jaybirds, and I mean, you name it, I knew it. I knew the wheelbases of vans, because it finally got to, I started off with RVs. I'll show y'all the video. I still have that video. And we actually went, we actually went around, like, looking for RVs. So here we are at Camping World. We're taking a look at this is a Class C RV. And just look at the cab space. It is very roomy up here. This is so nice. Has a couch and a bed up here. Swinging it around, you have your dinette area, which is nice because you almost have to step up on it. I like that. And the windows to the... And I wanted something like, I became so obsessed, I don't know why, with just living simple. Like, I just wanted that life. I started watching YouTube videos on van builds and just all kind of stuff, like different, like my whole day was literally looking at those type of videos and trying to decide which one I wanted, because I was so stoked on I'm getting me one this year, or at least by next year. Like, I gotta start trying to go back to work or do something. Like, that became my motivation to work, actually. It was one of my motivations, because I was like, I wanted one so bad. Like, I was so obsessed. I mean, I started with the RVs and all that stuff, and then I got into tiny houses, and because I watched them build out school buses and all kind of stuff. What else? And then I eventually got into like I said, the tiny house living, and I was like, man, that's cool too. Like, I just want a tiny house and off grid and just solar hookup. Like, I was so obsessed. Like, it became to the point where I was like, girl, what is wrong with you? Why is you obsessed with this so much? Like, I really had to talk to myself. Like, you have to calm down with this. I used to call my family members, my sister and mama, telling them, yeah, I'm getting me an RV and this, that, and I'm like, I mean, I couldn't tell you how obsessed I was. Like, I literally used to watch these videos like all day. I used to lose sleep at night watching these videos. Like, I used to stay up, like, my whole day was just staying up watching this stuff. It was crazy. So like I said, I got into tiny house living and off grid and solar, and that's when I ran across Doug and Stacy. Shout out to Doug and Stacy. I think it's called Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. I don't know what it was about that channel. I literally used to wake up every morning and put their YouTube channel video on the big screen TV in the living room. I literally used to watch it. Like, it was crazy. I used to watch them, and mainly I used to watch them I used to look for the videos that really had the animals in there, because I used to like seeing the animals. It's just that type of living. It was just so calm and peaceful, and it wasn't so much of watching Doug build stuff and, all those type of videos. Like, if I could find a video that has some animals in it and them just talking, and I used to literally just sit there and watch them. Like, I gotta live like this. Like, I was so obsessed. I don't even know what was wrong with me. I can't even begin to tell you how obsessed I was. Like, I know y'all think I'm tripping. I thought I was tripping. And I did watch Doug and Stacy. I used to watch some of their videos. I used to pay attention. Like, they would talk about how they turn their poop into compost and things like that. But I mean, shout out to Doug and Stacy. Like, and their channel has grown so much. Like, I think when I started watching them in 2019, I want to say they only had maybe 100,000, almost 200,000 subscribers or something like that. But they almost gonna be at 1 million subscribers in a minute. Like, I recently, because I had stopped watching them. It's like that was like a season in my life where I think I watched them. That probably was only maybe for 2 or 3 months. And just recently, I won't say recently, but not too long ago, my daughter asked me, she said, Mom, why you don't watch, what's that couple you used to watch on YouTube? Like, she was trying to describe them. I was like, oh, you talking about Doug and Stacy? And she was like, yeah, why you don't watch them no more? But that's why I stopped watching them. No, I got to figure out what's going on in this world. Bump Doug and Stacy right now. Shoot, that little calm and happiness kind of went away. We got to figure out what's going on around here. And so, but she was like, why you don't watch them no more? But I just stopped watching them because I was on a different mission then. But shout out to Doug and Stacy. I'm gonna go back to watching, y'all. Don't worry. I'm gonna be back on there, because I used to just love the peacefulness and calmness of you guys' videos and just that type of living. Like, shout out to you. God has been blessing you guys and your channel. But that's where it started for me. You guys were part of my journey, so I had to mention you all in this video. I don't usually shout out channels, but, like I said, they were part of how it all came for me, how it all came to be. So shout out to Doug and Stacy. Like their channel. fast forward, not fast forward, but yeah, fast forward into 2020, and that's when the pandemic happened. But I was so obsessed, like obsessed to the point where I told my daughter, I was like, shoot, we might be moving, because I wouldn't mind selling my house. I was gonna tell my husband, let's sell our house under one condition, like we can get a nice off-grid housing with solar everything and a lot of land where I can have my little garden. But I also wanted like some type of RV where we can go traveling, like a built-out van or something like that. I was like, this might become my reality, because I was so obsessed. Oh my goodness. Well, my husband, I don't know if he would make it, because, or he would like the idea, because he like into technology and stuff like that. Like even when hurricanes and storms come, he rather go, stay in a hotel where he can have internet access and all of this stuff. Like me, my daughter's like me. We'd rather just ride the storm out. And my mom, I'll go to my mom's house because she be having her little weather radios, and like we like stuff like that. Ride out the storm and survive. Like I love that stuff. But like I say, fast forward into 2020. 2020 hit. I was like, okay. Now I see why I was so obsessed with all of that. It's like maybe God put it on my heart. I started out with the RVs, but I ended up with getting a tiny house. Like that became my final decision. And I'm gonna show y'all like how obsessed I was. I literally would sit and draw. Like I watched so much videos, I started saving them to my phone, because I was like, well, I better start saving videos of the things in the futures that I like in certain vans and this, that, and the other in certain houses. Like I literally have drawings where I say, okay, let me just draw out what I really want and write down all my ideas, and it's crazy. Oh my goodness. I'm embarrassed. I was so obsessed. I didn't even know why. But when 2020 hit, it became so clear. So I was like, that's why I was so obsessed. Maybe God was moving me towards that and I didn't even know it. Crazy. So, okay. That's when 2020 hit, like I said, and that's when I felt like a shift. Even a shift, like something just did not seem right. And if you watch some of my other videos, that's why I came on here on my nice little vegan channel. Sometimes I'm like, Lord, why am I on here on my nice little vegan channel talking about this stuff? Like I really be trying to hold back not to say anything, but it be pressing so hard in my spirit that I just had to come on here and say certain things, especially with my prepare video and my potting video, which I probably thought, well, it's about potting, repotting, but I said some stuff in there as well. One of my videos that they banned, but it just eats up my spirit till it gets to the point, like in those videos I sat on a while. Like I have to ask God, like I am not going on my little nice little vegan channel talking about this stuff, but it's hard to ignore what's going on in this world. Like I don't know how many people are not speaking out and talking about this stuff. It's like people just sitting there and taking it. So, but I just felt a shift. Like I kept saying to myself, it's just something just don't feel right about all of this. It felt like a shift happened in the world, like a portal was open. I kept saying a portal was open, and I just cannot put my hand on it. I used to call family members ranting and raving. I know they probably thought something was wrong with me. Like that's when I stopped everything. Like I was supposed to, I already had my mission to where I was going to come out with all of my YouTube videos. Like I had everything planned for 2020. Like, okay, I'm really going to step up my game and start trying to get my videos out more, because it's hard when you got little ones. So it's hard for me, since I was an only parent at home, doing everything and trying to run a YouTube channel, and I was working and teaching English to the Chinese kids, and that's a whole nother story. What happened to some of my jobs with that, and China not wanting us teaching their kids anymore, and that's a whole nother video. I love that job though. I'm still with one company, but I'm not teaching right now since I had my baby, so they're trying to let me just be a mom. They're being so nice about it, and hopefully they say I can come back. So, but anyway, that's a whole nother video. But I mean, I had it to where I was going to start, trying to kick up my YouTube channel and do my videos like I really want to. And the pandemic happened and I put my life on pause. I was like, oh no, I got to find out what's going on. Something just did not seem right with this whole thing. I'm sorry. It's just, no. I know when something in my spirit just don't feel right. So, okay, that happened. And so let's go into 2021. So that's when I had the dream, I would say. That's when I had this dream. I would say it was about November. I was still pregnant. And I had this dream, and what made me believe the dream, because like I'm a skeptic myself, like I have dreams, but I don't really play a whole lot into it. Normally I sit back and pray about it and just watch and see if things come to pass or this, that, and the other. Like it takes me a long time to really, especially come on YouTube and tell people about dreams. Like, no. So this happened. This almost 8 months ago, probably. So I think November, I had a dream, and what happened was my son in the dream he had like a little afro, and I remember we was on the bed, and he was just playing, like walking, like he could just playing on the bed. He knew how to get off the bed because I really zoned in on how old my son was in that dream. It was just really weird to me that he still had that little afro. And I remember we only used to let him wear that little afro when he was like 2 years old. And so in the dream, I remember in the dream I was awoken up in the sleep. I didn't have to get up and write it down. In the dream, I was woken up when I was sleeping and got that same thing that happened with my father's funeral, where it felt like God was telling me to write stuff down. I got up in the dream. This is me in the dream. And God just gave me, was like, in dreams, it's weird. And certain things are implied. So it was implied that there was like 15 things that you have to, or you would need for this pandemic, like to be prepared. And I remember I grabbed the pencil or whatever in my dream and I just started writing. And the number one thing that was given to me was food. And in the dream, I'm thinking, okay, yeah, that's a given. And the number two thing, I remember it was coming so fast though. Like even when the dream with my father, it was coming so fast. Like I was writing, I had to literally wake up. I was writing so fast. Like the thoughts come so fast, you have to hurry up and write it. So number two was water, but like I said, it was coming so fast I had to skip number two because I was like, okay, that's a given, I can come back and write that in later. Number three was blankets. And I didn't think nothing of it too much in the dream. Okay, blankets. Number four was something to cook the food with. And I remember in the dream I had stopped and I was about to go on Google and start looking like, what does God mean? I remember in the dream I was just kind of wondering like, what is something to cook food with? Like what? I started working on it, like trying to find out like, okay, what can I buy to use to cook food? It's like almost I started working on that point. So I stopped with everything else. And then I don't know, after that I kind of woke up and I was like, oh no, don't you hate that when you're having a dream and you wake up and you try to go back to sleep hoping that the dream will pick up from where it stopped? I was like, oh no, now I'm not gonna get the rest of the points. I was like, well, maybe it'll come back another night or when I go to sleep, but nope, that was it. 4 points. 4 points out of 15. Something to cook food with. Now after I had that dream, I'll say, okay, confirmation number two. But still, I'm skeptical, about a lot of things. I'm still praying on things. I'm not going on my YouTube channel. I'm not saying anything. Like it just presses on my spirit sometimes, and I'm just like, I'm not going on my channel. Like, let everybody, and then I guess, I'm like this too. Like, let everybody figure out for themselves. Cause some people, like I said, people just around here, like, just still living like ain't nothing going on. And a lot of me sometimes want to be like, I'm not even going to prepare that much because, I mean, for what? You think about it, prepare, and why buy all these things still And especially with food and food shortages going on, why buy all this food? Soon you're gonna still run out. That's, to me, is not a solution to the problem. Like, to me, a solution to the problem would be to completely be off grid and be able to grow your own food, because soon you're gonna run out of food. So also, with solar, I started doing a lot of research with how I'm gonna cook the food, and thinking about a lot of solar products that I probably could buy. But even with that, certain pots on there might break unless it's a simple type of solar system that you can easily fix yourself. But parts might break, and how you gonna get those parts if you can't find them, or this, that, and the other? So I started looking into wood stoves, and I was like, well, dog, I don't have my house, my little tiny house built on my land yet. So where I'm gonna put a wood stove? I was thinking, like, maybe I should still buy one and put it in my house just in case, because I'm gonna use it anyway. I do want a tiny house, so maybe I'll just buy one, you know, and just put it up just in case. Yeah, I'll use it if push come to shove in this little HOA place we live in. They see some smoke coming out this house. But I started doing my research, but it's just like, I'm like, if you don't do those two things and being able to grow your own food, still you're at a loss. So I'm like, let people work with themselves. I'm not coming on my little YouTube channel saying anything. But here I am on my little YouTube channel saying something. So, and I thought about the dream, and I thought about, I just was praying about it. And like I said, it's been 8 months I've been sitting on this. And the thing that came to me not too long ago was, I didn't even think of this. Like, the reason why my son had that little afro, because in a dream I was like, he was 2 years old, but I didn't even think back that, he actually was 2 years old when he had that little afro we used to let him wear. Because, his birthday is in 2018. When the pandemic hit, 2020, he was 2 years old. So I was like, oh, I didn't even think about that. Like, that just came to me, like, not too long ago. So, okay, I said, well, I'll just sit and pray about it, and maybe, maybe I'll say something. But I hate having to come on my channel, because I don't want to be like one of them channels spreading fear or making people fearful and not give them solutions. But at least God, I feel like he gave us 4 solutions, right? So, especially because I'm not where I want to be. I'm gonna be on here saying prepare all the time, just because I feel that way in my spirit, and I feel that's what's that's what God is telling me to come on here and say. And I can't even tell y'all how to grow a tomato, because I don't even have my garden started yet. So that's why I don't come on here saying too much like I wanted to, because they probably be done kick me off of YouTube. To tell you the truth, like, if I came on here every time I felt that in my spirit, because it was a lot of times I had to hold back and, like, nope, just leave it alone, just keep praying on it, praying about stuff. Because every time something happened, and it's always something new, like, what is going on in this world? I don't know. And I ain't trying to figure it out. I'm just watching. So my confirmation number 3 came not too long ago. I'll say about maybe a week or so ago. And I had ran across a video, and in the comments this person was stating how in 2019 God just kept, I guess, probably pressing on their spirit or telling them to prepare and get ready. And so they started prepping, and they actually started prepping and buying stuff, buying food and just prepping, and they probably even know why. And the person in the comments was like, they so glad they listened, because like I say, 2020 hit, boom, right? So that's crazy. So I was like, okay, well, I'm still trying to think how I should still prep, what I should still buy. I know I'm going to get some seeds. I'm definitely going to get that. And I don't mind buying things. So like I say, I do want to end up in a tiny house, or at least have one built. I do want that. So at least a lot of things won't be in vain. Either way, I don't know what's coming in this world. I don't know what's really going on, although I have a clue. But, and you know, the other thing, like I said, it's just something is just off. Like, it doesn't even feel like everything could go back to normal at this point. Like, I just don't see it. I really don't. But it just seemed like a portal. Like, these evil people, they done open something. They open something over this world. Because I can feel it. And I know a lot of you Christians out there, y'all probably feel it too. Or probably even non-Christians. God ain't got to speak to you just because you're a Christian. He can put things on the hearts and minds of anybody. And just doing my research, I ran across a lot of people was commenting about this guy, Pastor Stephen. Is it Stephen Darby? I think it is. I haven't watched a lot of his videos. I ended up watching, I think, one of them. I didn't even watch the whole thing because I didn't feel like watching it at the time. And I just recently went back and watched it. So I was supposed to Ben post this video right here. I said, well, let me go back and finish watching the video, and it was about portals of darkness, and I'm gonna put that in the description so you guys can watch that as well. And I was like, oh my gosh, I should have watched the whole thing the first time, because if he didn't say everything that I was feeling and believing, somebody opens a portal or something over this world. Like, I don't know what's going on. They opened something. That's all I know. Like, I can feel it. I said, boy, that sermon is like so relevant today. It is so relevant. And boy, if he even telling the truth in that video, in that sermon. Hey, you up? But yeah, I don't want this video to be too long. I just wanted to, you know, say what was on my mind and my heart. Finally, hopefully I can let it go. I don't have to keep thinking about it and impressing on my spirit. Oh, so that was a dream that I had. Food, water, blankets, and something to cook food with. And you know the thing about blankets, I thought about it after I had the dream, and I didn't even think too much about it at the time. I can remember when that thing happened in Texas. Remember their little electric grid that they had went down. Like, I think I was so much focused on food last year, I wasn't even really focused on the fact that that could happen. I was like, you know what? Maybe that was why blankets was given as number 3, the number 3 point. I don't know. You never know. And then now, the reason why I'm coming with this video, because I'm just watching this, and it's looking like a lot of things that was given to me is coming true. Look, food shortages. Now we got these food shortages wasn't that bad last year. Like, now it's like crazy. So food, blankets, because now they're talking about the grid going down and blackouts. Like, how about all of our electricity go off? Because I remember when that thing happened in Texas, I was like, yeah, that probably ain't gonna happen here. That probably was just coincidence, or yeah, okay. I just try to ride things off. Like, I try to keep hope and just try to ride a lot of things off and really watch things, because when stuff be happening, oh, what's going on? When things start happening too many times, they ain't, could just stop it. What you doing? When things happen too many times, it's not a coincidence. I'm sorry, but somebody just woke up, so I was trying to do this video before he got up. But I'm sorry, people still talking about coincidence and conspiracy theories, this and conspiracy theory that. Okay, y'all better find out who really running this world. These little elites, and Rockefellers and Bilderberg groups, and who else? Gates, like, Bill Gates. You know I'm gonna get him. Bill Gates, like, but I have to laugh some of this stuff off because it's exciting times as well. Like, you know, which is another thing. I'm like, you know, these things must happen. I think that's another reason I didn't want to come on here and say anything, because, you know, if you believe in the Bible, these things must come to pass. What are you doing? In a way, so it's like, why get so riled up about it? And sometimes I'm just turning my back on God. Like, who cares? I'm not saying anything. Like, let everybody do them, because half of everybody ain't paying attention in a way. And I mean, these things must come to pass if you believe in the Bible in a way. So sometimes I'm just like, But I'm gonna let this go because I have said what I felt God has told me to share, and if you want to comment on anything, take it up with God, not me. I'm not on here to spread fear. That was just a dream that I had. Hopefully, I'm wrong. Hopefully, this will be one thing that I am wrong about. I wouldn't mind being wrong about, and if I am wrong, I wouldn't care if people laugh at me and say whatever, because I hope I am wrong. I hope it was just a dream, and all of this that has happened since 2019 and me being so obsessed with first RV living, and then just came to the point to where I was like, I could do this off grid tiny house living. Like, just being so obsessed, it was crazy to lead me all the way to a dream, to lead me here talking to you guys right now. Like, I hope I am wrong. I wouldn't care if I'm wrong about this, because but the way I feel in my spirit about everything, it just feel like something is coming. It just feel like I just really can't even explain it. I just know what I feel. So, but anyway, you guys, I am going to go. This little one is reaching for my phone. And but you guys, take care. I gotta go back to regular programming and posting some more recipes for you guys. So you probably won't see me coming on here talking about this stuff all the time, because like I said, this is not what my channel is supposed to be about. But sometimes I just have to say something because it's so deep in my heart and my spirit. I don't know why. Like, almost like something is just pressing me to say something all the time. And a lot of times I hold back, like I say, but I've been holding back on this dream for a while now and praying about it. So, but I'm just releasing it now, and it is what it is. But I will talk to you guys later. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And take care, you guys, for real. Take care of yourselves, your health. Just keep watchful about everything that's going on right now. Please keep watchful and be ready for anything, because nothing surprises me anymore. I'm sorry. All right, you guys. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye.